Welcome back, everyone. Tonight, we turn our attention to Osun State, where the build-up to the 2026 governorship election is gradually taking shape. Former Nigerian ambassador to Mexico is also former Speaker, Osun State House of Assembly, Honorable Rafiu Adejare joins me on the program tonight as we examine the key issues and potential contenders that may define the next electoral cycle in Osun State. While APC remains a potent political force in Osun, many say its greatest challenge ahead of 2026 is unity and credibility. And one of the biggest questions tonight is what lies ahead for governance, development, and political stability in the state. Ambassador, thank you so much for joining us. Good evening to you.
It is my pleasure to be here, Jumoke.
Right. So I want us to start this conversation with your honest assessment of this current administration of Osun State. The governor is your brother from Ede, so that's why I mentioned I want to get your honest assessment.
A brother and a friend.
A brother and a friend. Interesting. So, in terms of governance, infrastructure, and public welfare, how is it doing?
Well, I will not talk like an APC man, and I will talk like somebody that is expecting a day in life that I will meet my God Almighty. He's doing his best to the people of the state. But the complaints all over is that best is not enough. Judging by the amount of money that is going to all the states of the federation, including local governments now. If you ask me why, if you want to know what President Tinubu has done to this nation, especially to all the states of the federation and the local governments, ask any governor that is doing his second term now. They will tell you that they were scratching their heads to even pay salaries in their last 4 years. That is between 2019 to 2023. But from 2023 now, they have a lot of money to play around with and a lot of projects. I can even tell you that even governors that are not APC states, you have to get to Soludo. You have to go to Umba. The president commissioned and got tired different projects in Enugu State. So it is because of the amount of money that is coming in that people are talking about. If you get to my hometown now, Ede, he has done very well.
Okay. If
you get to the state capital, he has done very well.
So you think he's been selective?
Well, I won't say he's been selective. Definitely, he will prefer his hometown area. Definitely, the first point of anybody coming to the state is the state capital. He will do same to the state capital. But I'm not sure of other states, other cities of the state having the same benefit. And it is not even about whether he's selective in doing it or not. I have said one thing. I said, I'm saying it objectively because of the day I will meet my God in the grave. That the amount of money coming to the state, if you juxtapose with the project on ground, they are not commensurate.
But it says civil servants are happy with him. And when you say he's not doing his best, what areas or sectors has he fallen short?
That is very true. Civil servants are very happy with him, because he's paying the minimum wage. The table they did in Osun State happened to be one of the best in the whole of Southwest. Now, and he's paying part of what former Governor Aregbesola hold. That is about 32 or so months. He has paid up to 11 or 30 months according to the civil servant. So he's doing all of that. But, it is not about paying salaries. I wonder if people will tell or want to give commendations based on governors paying salaries. What
areas has he fallen short?
Yeah?
What areas has he fallen short?
I told somebody very close to the governor, and it was a very sincere advice. I said, if the governor invites the president to come and commission projects in Osun State, I said, apart from roads, what other areas will you pinpoint that he could take the president to as legacy project? Roads, fairly okay. I can say that. But what other projects? The person looked up and down. He couldn't answer me. And that is the sincerity of the matter.
All right.
So the governor should think of other legacy projects apart from roads, constructions, and rehabilitations. We need some other things to
Other
do
things like
in that
what,
state.
Ambassador?
What?
Other things like what? Because in public welfare, you've scored him average or a pass mark.
Yeah.
Road project, you've scored him a pass mark. So what other areas are you talking about?
Think of education.
Okay.
We don't have teachers in that state. We don't have good buildings in some of the schools. And that should be a priority.
All right.
Because that is our future. So the governor should take that as one of the main things he should do. And I'm not sure this is a phone-in program. If it is, I will have asked people from PDP to tell me what exactly, apart from roads, rehabilitations and constructions, that the governor can take the president to, come and cut the tape.
All right, because, I asked you a question because, some Osun indigents and his supporters would say he remains the man to beat due to visible governance impact and, a personal connection with the people, especially civil servants, which is, you've also affirmed. So for APC to unseat Adeleke, they say the APC must present a candidate with the right blend of grassroots credibility, vectored about political intelligence, technocratic competence, and geographic advantage. How united is the APC as we speak?
I can tell you authoritatively that APC is ready in, less than 1 year now. Less than 1 year, 8/8/2026. We have credible aspirants, 12 of them as of now. 12 of them. Is it the likes of SRJ, the National Secretary, Bola Oyebamiji, Dr. Babayemi, Kira, the SAN, Otumba Yola Omisori, former Deputy Governor, former Senator? Can you wish away all of that? There are many. I'm very credible. I tell you, any of them picked without rancor in that party will beat Adeleke next year.
And are you sure there won't be rancor? Because, there
are
those of us who said, and I wonder if you agree with those
let me tell you one thing. I've won elections in 3 different parties. I won under DPN during Abacha into the House of Assembly of Osun State. I won under APP. I became minority there in 1999. I won in PDP, and I was speaker for 8 years. So, of all the parties I've gotten myself involved, APC is a different party with structure. The moment any of them is picked by us and is done transparently, you can be sure that there won't be any rancor. We have organogram that is well established. We have Igbima Agba.
Okay.
Igbima Agba will sit with the party ESCO. And before doing that, even our leader, the Minister for Marine and Blue Economy, will get clearance from Chief Bisi Akande, the former governor, before we do anything. It is Baba that wants to reverse, asks younger ones to lead. And that is why Governor
Because one of the biggest fears for some young APC members in Osun State is this imposed candidacy, which they say, if it's not properly managed, will further divide the party.
You what is on ground in Osun State today is that the 12 of them that have come out, if possible more, we slug it out in the primaries. Well, consensus, quite possible. Direct primaries, quite possible. Indirect primaries, quite possible. But it will be rancor free. I can assure you.
Further unites the party.
What?
Consensus, direct primary, indirect primary. Which of these do you think?
If it is agreeable to all of them, why not?
All right. I want to talk about you for a minute. We'll get back to that because there are speculations about your possible interest in this governorship race. Would you like to officially clarify? Yes. Would you like to officially clarify your position tonight?
If I'm interested in governorship of the state, I may not have money, but I have the credibility. I have everything that can qualify me to do it. But this one, I'm not interested.
You're not interested.
And if I'm not interested in this one of 2026, that means governorship is not likely to be me again. It can be something else.
Okay, something else like what?
Well, I can get appointment. I can be in the National Assembly if I want.
All right. I'll come back to that because it's very important to know that the issue of zoning remains a sensitive one in Osun politics. Do you believe the 2026 governorship election should be zoned to a particular district for the sake of equity and justice?
That language of equity and justice will force me to tell you that those of us from the West are clamoring for the governorship of the state. And we have our reasons.
You think you're politically marginalized?
When I was contesting for governorship in 2026, you can ask anybody, I was the first advocate of Osun Local. And I did that for 2 years before I withdrew on the day of primaries in 2018. You see, the justice of the matter is the Central has done 15.5 years. Chief Bishop Akande, 4 years. Oyinlola, where I serve under as Speaker, spent 7.5 years. Oyetola, the Marine Minister now, spent 4 years. If you add up, that is 15.5 years. Aregbesola did 8 years from the East. Adeleke is just doing 4 years from, and we are now saying we are not even counting that of Adeleke because it belongs to PDP. We are saying in the progressives.
Okay.
I mean, we have not tasted it since 1999, and it is now our turn. So, but it belongs to the party to decide whether we are eminently qualified or what we are asking for is about justice and we deserve it. But whatever they decide, we cannot say no to it. Party supremacy will hold at the end of the day. So we are good to go, so to speak.
Yeah, and I asked that question because of how deeply rooted identity politics is in your state. I mean, of the big three in contention for APC ticket, you've mentioned about 12 aspirants, but
12 of them.
Top big three in that race. You got Yola Omishiri, Ajibola Bashir, who is the national secretary of the APC, but some say he's so disconnected from the grassroots. Do you agree with that?
I cannot say that is disconnected.
There's also former Finance Commissioner Bola Oyebamiji. These three men are representing the 3 senatorial districts of the state. So I wanted to ask you, would you support a consensus candidate if that zoning arrangement does not favor your region, which is Osun West?
Honestly, what I would love most to happen to APC in Osun State, for us to forge ahead, is that consensus thing. You know why? If it is consensus, the followers of those aspirants will not have cause to be disgruntled
and go to court
when the general election comes. So everybody will fall in line and will win the election. But if it is locked out at the primaries, those followers that have built their hopes in each of the aspirants, by the time the aspirants are saying that, oh, we have picked a candidate and we have surrendered, those followers will not get in touch, will not get in line with us. So it's always very delicate, and they will not tell you they are disembarking. On the day of election or a day to the time they will do on the party and be doing all sorts of things. So if it is consensus, very good, and I will love it. But I cannot pinpoint that any of the 12 or of the 3 that you mentioned is preferred because I belong to Igbimagba. Igbimagba, the executive of the party led by Alhaji Tajuddin
National Secretary of the APC,
Yeah.
and then he vanished. How is it currently being, perceived within the rank and file in the party?
When he was contesting for governorship in 2014, I was his deputy. Yes. And we did our very best to win that election that year against Adeleke. We narrowly missed it. Because I was in PDP that time. I joined APC in 2018. We narrowly missed it. This time around, that is staging a comeback. I think it's one of the major contenders, like the way you put it.
Would you personally?
And in the minds of some people, he's not a bad man. He's somebody that can lift the party. I've told you that of all of them that I know for now, you see Jim Diomawurare from the same Ife, a former majority leader here in Lagos, and two-time senator in Osun State.
Would you personally consider him a strong contender for the
He's
APC
also
ticket?
one. I said 12 of them.
Does he still have what it takes?
He does.
All right.
He does.
Let's take a break.
12 of them.
All right, let's take a break, Ambassador. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation. This is Politics Tonight, everyone. Please stay with us. Osun 2026 governorship election. What lies ahead for governance, development, and political stability? Welcome back, everyone. Ambassador Rafiu Adejare, former Nigerian ambassador to Mexico, former Speaker, Osun State House of Assembly, is my guest tonight. Thank you so much for staying with us on the program, Ambassador. I want us to talk about former minister, former governor Rafiu, his recent alignment with the ADC in Osun State. What does it mean for APC's 2026 strategy?
It means nothing in Osun State. It's unfortunate what Governor Adejare is going through now is happening to him.
He dug his own pit?
And he deserves it in a way. He deserves it. When this matter started, 2020, 2021, before I resumed my duty in Mexico in the month of June 2021, I went to him twice. And each time before I go there, I will go and see Governor Oyetola that in case they tell you that they see me there, I want to go there and do my very best. We discussed at length what he told me. I'm looking for a day that we will sit down together. And I said, Oga, you told me that, because I was also speaker under him. My 8-year speakership, I did 7.5 years with Oyinlola. I did 6 months under him directly. In fact, he was to be impeached by me and my colleagues. I declined. I will have tasted the governorship thing because he was to be impeached together with his deputy on the same day. But I said no. If a single human being, even a madman on the street, was killed in that process, it's on my neck because I wanted to be governor. But I declined under Jonathan. But see what is happening. I said, Oga, let us settle this matter. And I went to Oyetola too. I did my very best before I left. To Asiwaju.
Okay.
Because apart from God Almighty that created you, is Asiwaju. You are more or less de facto second in command, not minding the then deputy governors that he had then. Why must this matter get to him? He said he was taking side. It doesn't matter. Blood is thicker than water.
Asiwaju was taking sides.
That Asiwaju was taking side against him in favor of Oyetola. I said, blood is thicker than water. So forget about that. This matter must not see what is happening today. By the results that you people are announcing, that happened on Saturday, 48 hours ago. Where is ADC? Even in the states where you just announced that of Zamfara, where PDP is the governor. It happened in Kano, where NNPP is the governor. It happened in Taraba, where the PDP is the governor. It happened in Adamawa, where PDP is the governor. People have seen that what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has started to yield fruit. I told you the other time, I said, find out from those people that are doing their second term as governors. They will tell you that they are having it good. Far, far better, 3 times better than what they passed through under the last administration.
So you see his exit as a political betrayal?
He betrayed Aswaju. He's not supposed to be found in anywhere they are planning against. And it came out of his mouth that the plan to form ADC and to join them is to plan the removal and the disgrace of Aswaju in 2027. From
That's
Governor Rauf.
Right?
No.
Right.
It's beyond him.
But real.
It shouldn't be him.
All right.
It shouldn't be him.
But then, how do you now define APC's identity in his absence? Are you not bothered or concerned that he could take a significant share of APC's traditional base with him to the ADC?
He was able to take in 2022. I won't lie to you. He was. But we have doubled our efforts now. Those he has taken away from among us, will make sure that we'll do everything to make sure that we don't miss them in any way.
You think they will come back to the APC?
They may not come back. Fine and good if they come back. But if they stay where they are, if it is ADC, even let them abandon ADC and join PDP, we will beat them. Hands down. Hands down. Because we have what it takes. Okay, let me give you an instance. PDP is ruling Osun State. A senator of PDP. You know they beat us silly. 12/12, the National Assembly. Then House of Assembly, 25/26. Now, the same set of people that were in the National Assembly, do you know how many of them are with us now? A senator is with us. I mean, 2 senators out of 3 are with us. 3 House of Reps members are already with us. Some are coming, some others are coming. So, suggesting to you that no matter the orchestration in 2026, 2027.
But Ambassador, irrespective of how you feel about him, some say you cannot deny him of his strength, especially in his base. Yes, especially in his base. But is joining ADC enough to rebrand him in the eyes of voters? Because there are those who have said, especially Osun residents who have said, they remember his tenure as governor as very controversial with debt burdens and salary issues.
The debt burden that you are talking about, Adeleke knows what he's facing now about debt burden. Oyetola knew what he faced when he was there. That Oyetola was able to pay for the whole 48 months full salary. You cannot believe it. Because he had to contend with the debt left by Adegbeshola, which must be deducted directly from the allocation. Not to talk of paying salaries and doing some other important jobs in the state. So it is not an easy thing what he has done. Let me tell you, after Adeleke, about 4 more governors to come will continue to pay what Adegbeshola owed the state.
Interesting.
I mean, the indebtedness he put the state into. 4 more governors to come because it's a lot of money. Oyetola made over 200 billion. I think he was able to pay about 80 or 90 when he was there. Oyetola, I think Adeleke has reduced to around 100 and something now. So it's still there. So
you're saying it's that bad that joining the ADC would never rebrand him in the eyes of the voters?
In fact, if you get to Osun State, I swear with Almighty God, that there is no impact as of today. You know, when you call meetings and the jamboree, everybody from far and near will gather together, you will think there is something there. On the day they came to Osun State for the first time after he became the National Secretary, if you see it either on social media or wherever, you will think there is something in it. Everything fizzled out thereafter. Now, what will discourage them the more now? From Atiku, El-Rufai, my dear friend Rotimi Amechi, and other, Adegbeshola, is the result of last Saturday. Where they think people will reject with, oh, living power, oh, we are hungry, oh, we are almost dead. Oh. See what is happening. those people that voted, we have been telling them, are they not the same people that they are saying they are hungry, they are hungry? Did the results show that now?
All right.
Kudos to the likes of Sodudu.
So, according to what you told me, you tried your best, but would you say the party handled his grievances maturely?
We did everything.
Because, you know, some
so
of
the
the
last
supporters...
day of that election of 2022.
Can you hold on, Ambassador? Because what's on the streets are that he was used and dumped by the party he helped build in Osun. His supporters argue that after helping Oyetola become governor in 2018, Oyetola and SRJ sidelined him, dismantled his political structure. He erased his loyalists from appointments, and they said it was a calculated purge.
Let me be very honest with you. Where the problem started, I was not too close to what was going on then. But I know of 2 or 3 things, like the reforms in education that Oyetola did not agree with, the same uniform. Okay. Because we told Oyetola, even Lagos, where you people came from, there is no single uniform throughout the state. This must be abandoned. And the man went ahead to set up committee. They went around the whole nation. There wasn't any other state that followed suit. Why Osun, a whole man out? So we have to reject that. Some of the policies that, you know, being the chief of staff to Adejare thought that after succeeding him, all those programs should continue. But when the people of the state say no, what can Oyetola do? It is the people that rejected those obnoxious policies, and you should take it. Like some of the things that Buhari did, that Asiwaju, Buhari of blessed memory, he signed Asiwaju recommended me to him, and he signed my letter of appointment. So may God bless him and grant him Adejare Firdaus. All right. So Asiwaju is changing many of the things now with his own reforms. So can the man be unhappy with that? Because before he died, he must have seen a lot of improvement. Some of the things he couldn't handle, he discovered that the man handled very well. I read some interviews about what he said, his comments, when they were trying to lure him into this coalition thing they are running about with. So
they are running about. You don't believe in that coalition.
Coalition, forget it.
All right. Well, you know, ADC, Aregbesola is representing the ADC in Osun State. Yeah. How, and you know that that party with some other strong politicians also spearheading that coalition, and the ADC is now, you know, represented or positioning itself as a third force. How then will the APC convince undecided voters that it remains the best alternative to the PDP in Osun State?
You see, people have seen that already. I've just told you, it is always the case that people from opposition will be joining the government. It is now the people in government voluntarily joining APC from our state.
I'm talking about undecided voters.
That will convince them.
What will convince them?
For 2 out of 3 senators of PDP to have joined the APC, there is an issue there. For House of Reps members to be joining, for leaders like Alhaji Suhaibu Idokun, Ogumbi Yanko, I forgot Ogumbi the other time, is one of the serious contenders now for governorship, and many more of them. So to have joined us means there is an issue there, and that the membership and the followership are swelling by the day.
So you're convinced that
I'm convinced that if the election is tomorrow, if we do that, we will do that. You know, people of my hometown, Ede, from Kabiyesi Time, will not like what I'm saying tonight, but there's nothing I can do about it. I will go and apologize to Baba. Like Kabiyesi, as your old woman of Ede, I belong to my party, and my party loves me. So when I joined them in 2018, they gave me House of Reps to contest. I lost, not quite 6 months thereafter, they made me an ambassador. That came up on the 1st of July, 2020. So how will I forget them?
All right.
So,
all right, let's move away from Osun for a minute. How would you assess President Bola Tinubu's overall approach to foreign diplomacy since taking office?
The policy on diplomacy by the president is fairly okay.
Fairly okay. You're not convinced?
No, I'm convinced. You know, people are saying he has not appointed ambassadors after us, almost 2 years after, 2 years after now.
Is that normal?
What?
Is that a normal circumstance?
You know, what the president is going through is different from what you and I are thinking. Okay. The president listens to news, reads papers and all of that. Not that people are forming it, it's happening, that he being power, the president is seeing it. What is on ground today is more than ambassadorial appointment. More so, they are owing the former ambassadors and the staff. I learned the president released some money. As I talk to you, the federal government of Nigeria is owing me almost $200,000. Yes, I used my FSA, Foreign Service Allowance, to do the job of that office. The job of an ambassador largely is representational. And I was representing 4 countries: Mexico, Costa Rica, Guatemala, and Panama. They will invite me to all those countries. Will I say because there was no money in the mission, I will not go and represent my president in those countries? It's not possible. So the air ticket, the hotel, everything is there in Mexico that I'm to claim, that is well documented. So that is the issue. And until the president is able to clear what is on ground, he wouldn't want to appoint another set of people. And I think that is the major thing that is delaying it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But really, back to the issue of foreign diplomacy.
Yeah.
In what ways has this approach, this current administration's approach, differed from previous administration?
I can't see any difference in Buhari's administration's approach to diplomatic relations and that of Asiwaju Tinubu. There is no any significant difference, apart from no appointment of ambassadors for now, because President Buhari appointed 2 sets of ambassadors. The current foreign affairs minister served 2 terms as ambassador under President Buhari. Tuga.
So is Nigeria striking the right balance between economic interest and national sovereignty?
The economic interest, I think, is balanced, because what we need to do to make sure that in those countries that where we have 109 embassies all over the world and consular offices, we don't have any sour relationship with any of them. And if it is about economic interest, you can see that people are developing interest to come to Nigeria. People want to do more business with Nigeria, and everything is getting improved, even better than how it was before now. Do I get your point?
I think so, but it's just that you do not sound convincing. I mean, if you're to put all of this in proper perspective, how do you measure the success of economic diplomacy in the short and long term? Because the president is currently in Tokyo. So how do you measure all of these economic diplomacies in the short and long term?
You know, the president believes in getting himself directly, because he knows that he has not appointed ambassadors. Okay. Many of the messages that should have passed through the ambassadors are not on ground. And the officers of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs that are on ground, led by the Charge d'Affaires, they cannot deal with the host countries directly. They can only be getting correspondences, but they cannot talk to or hold meetings with the president of the host nations. It's not possible. It is only the ambassadors that can do that. That is the area that is lacking now.
Because I wanted to say, don't you think that puts a lot of pressure on him? if he has to do these talkings and these conversations himself?
He's trying to weather the storm. It amounts to putting pressure on him, but he's trying to weather the storm, and he's balancing, and he's getting results. He's getting results.
So, I mean, given your experience in Mexico, do you think the Tinubu administration is doing enough to explore all the opportunities in Latin America?
Very well.
In what ways?
You know, it is about what is on ground at home that will attract investment.
But some Nigerians are saying they are not seeing the results, or they are not seeing the results yet.
They are saying that?
Yes.
You know, the haters will not say anything good about this administration. And that is why I'm very happy, very happy for what happened on Saturday, that Nigerians have demonstrated, have told them that you just hate this man for nothing. We are getting along with him because we have never had it so good in terms of policy reforms, in terms of aiming at doing a thing and following it up. You know, the man will pretend as if he's not hearing you. People will complain. He will dismiss it. You remember when the tax reforms came up, the northern governors immediately held meeting in Kaduna, and they said, Mr. President, go and withdraw your bill from the National Assembly. Less than 12 hours thereafter, he replied them, you elected your representatives into the National Assembly. Go and meet them there. I won't withdraw what I've sent there. It is my right, my constitutional right, to present it to them, and I've done it. If you want it, and see the way they resolve the matter. They shifted ground on derivation, equality, and population. And the president shifted a little too. So, and we now have it good. You know, the president is doing a lot of things that people are realizing now. Do you know, the president, he just said, let the poor breathe. Following it up with a reform that will actually make the poor to breathe. You know why? This tax reform is about that. From January now, if your income is less than 1 million naira, you are not paying anything as tax. It is an offense for anybody to cross in a local government market, women going to taking their wares to the market every 5 days or 8 days to sell, to now ask them for tax. It will become an offense. That means, but if your income is up to a certain level, you can pay as much as 25% of the profit as tax to government. So they will now take that. Part of it will be used to fund, what is it now, to students? Loan to students.
No fund.
The Minister for Education just announced and inaugurated loan for university teachers and other workers there. They can access up to 10 million naira from BOI, Bank of Industry. That is a long way. That means the reward of teachers is no longer in heaven. They will reap it here on earth. A lot of things is happening under this administration that people have never seen before.
And you also said the president has been doing well when it comes to foreign economic diplomacy. I'm wondering, where do you see Nigerian foreign policy heading in the next 5 to 10 years under this government if these current trends continue?
Current trend of not appointing ambassadors or what? No,
you said the president has been doing well when it comes to economic and foreign diplomacy. So if this trend continues, where do you see Nigeria foreign policy in the next 5 to 10 years?
No, it will be very fantastic. The way I see the way it is going, we have more friendly nations than before now. And you can see it. The way they are relating with us, the way they are voluntarily visiting Nigeria and inviting our president. That goes a long way. That goes a long way.
And because you served in Mexico, I'm just curious, are there untapped economic or diplomatic opportunities that exist between Nigeria and Latin American nations that we'll get to tap into as a nation?
There are a lot. You know, that is a nation with serious agricultural investment. This Dangote fertilizer we were negotiating for it before I left. That they wanted the government there, you know, in their country, it is the government that will buy fertilizers, not individuals, and distribute to the farmers. We have started that negotiation before I left. And I even brought some investors from Mexico, about 12 of them that time. They wanted to invest not less than, I think, $8 billion US. I wouldn't know the follow-up now, up to now. But we went to some minister, Adeleke and co, because they were interested in solid mineral, oil and gas, agri, and some other areas. So I wouldn't know the situation now. All right.
Thank you so much, Ambassador. I mean, you've spoken with clarity, so much depth and conviction. And we'll be here to, continue to monitor Osun political dynamics, all of the internal dynamics ahead of next year. Thank you so much for speaking with us. I've been speaking with Ambassador Rafiu Adejare, former Nigerian ambassador to Mexico, former Speaker, Osun State House of Assembly. Thank you for joining us on Politics Tonight.
Thank you, Jumake. It is my pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much.
God bless you.
Thank you. And thank you very much for watching, everyone. That marks the end of today's episode of Politics Tonight. But before we go, let's tell you that